Hey, it's Eric G from Around the House. Quick favor. If you're enjoying the show, the absolute best way you can support us is by leaving a quick review on your favorite podcast player. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever you're listening to. It literally takes 30 seconds, and here's why it matters so much to us. Those reviews help new listeners discover the podcast. Tell the algorithms we're worth recommending, and give us the feedback we need to bring you even better episodes. More of the topics you love, and guests that actually move the needle for you. That helps us help you. It's as simple as that. So if the show's been useful, funny, or just made your day a little better, pop over right now, drop a star rating, and a couple of sentences. We'll be genuinely grateful. Thanks for being a part of the Around the House crew, and let's keep that conversation going.
Welcome to Around the House with Eric G, your go-to source for everything home improvement. Whether you're a DIY enthusiast or just looking to make your space shine, Eric G is here to guide you through the latest tips, tricks, and trends. So grab your toolbox, put on your thinking cap, and let's get to work right here on Around the House with Eric G.
Welcome to the Around the House show, your trusted source for everything about your home. I'm Eric G. Thanks for joining me today. If this is the first time catching the show on the podcast, thanks for tuning in. This is our midweek update, the one that we talk about the stuff that didn't make it into last weekend's show, and of course, isn't going to make it into this weekend's show. And this one here is one that we teased about last week, or at least I did. I was talking about, of course, we talked about last weekend, kind of getting your vacation home ready. And now I want to tell the story because this happened kind of between the days between recording that with Wendy and then, of course, the show airing. We ended up actually getting rid of the short-term rental concept for the beach house. And I'll tell you what happened. This was an interesting one. There's something I learned. There's things that you can learn from this. And this is the stuff that you have to figure out. And we talked about it in the show a little bit, but do you want strange people running around your place that you spent all this time and effort to get restored, cleaned up, and enjoyable? And it came down to it. It just wasn't worth the hassle. And the hassle was amazing. First off, in Cannon Beach, Oregon, where we're at, that is probably one of the most unfriendly environments there with the city council and the people in city government. And I'm talking elected officials. The employees there are spectacular, but the elected officials have their own interests in mind because many of them own hotels and things around in town. So the short-term rentals are their enemy. So they have a real issue there with anybody doing anything with your property that isn't in the good of the community. And I tell you what, good of the community also means for them, it seems, to be putting money into their pockets. So there's a lot of little politics like that around there, which is pretty infuriating when you're a homeowner because they make rules for everyone else and then rules for the short-term rentals. So this one is interesting. So we started out kind of on the wrong foot. We got the thing ready, and the first renters show up. There's no reviews. And this is some of the things you have to consider as managing reviews for your short-term rentals. And of course, the company, and I'm not here to bash them, so we're not going to use the company here, use their name, but they forgot to go in and put the sheets and get the house ready. So when the people showed up, we got a 6 out of 10 review because the management company didn't do their job. Now, they came over there, they gave them a free day's rent, I think, or they did something. They tried their best to take care of it, but then you have a review of house wasn't ready when we got there, which as owners, now that is your plague showing up. That was one thing. The bigger issues got a little bit bigger as we went. So there is a no smoking policy on the property. This is the standard practice for this in the town. No smoking on the property. If there is smoking, there's a cleaning fee and I think like $1,000 fine. So that's pretty substantial. We've got people in the family with asthma, health concerns, that kind of stuff. And nobody wants to go stay in somebody else's rental that smells like cigarette smoke. It's just not generally in the U.S. acceptable. And so we didn't want to trash this place after we had just done everything to get it looking good. New HVAC, new drywall, it's all dialed in. So the problem is the smoking rule. When you have a management company that is more about making sure that the review is good and not protecting your property is where we start to kind of jump the shark on this. So this is something you got to be really careful with. We have cameras around the outside of the house. We saw people, they're smoking, coming in and out of the house with a lit cigarette, that kind of stuff. Of course, we reach out to the management company and say, hey guys, got a smoker in there. We got a problem. They go over, talk to them. Nothing happens. They're still having issues. They didn't support us as owners over there. Now, we should have gotten a $1,000 fine for the damages from that. They didn't. We want to make sure that we get good reviews. And I get that. But that is some of the pluses and minuses. And then a little over a week ago, we end up going over there and we're watching on the cameras, make sure nobody's breaking in. But we're only there a few times a month. So it's one of those things we want to make sure that everything's going good and keep an eye on your investment. Renters show up, no big deal. All of a sudden in the back patio, and this is if you've watched us posted up on social media, this is where I get those great shots that my brother gets off the cameras from the elk crossing down the side of the house. There's a barbecue out there. So there are two, what looks to be adults, smoking drugs on the back patio. This back patio is like an 8x8 at best. It's tiny. And they're hiding them all in the barbecue. Awesome. Drugs in the barbecue. Just what I want to see when I'm getting ready to barbecue. They're stashing it under there. Holy smokes. Brother gets on the phone with them, starts chatting them up, having a good discussion. Oh my gosh, we will evict them. We're going to get them out of there. We can't have that. Now, the other thing that happened is we saw them take the dining room chairs, which are vintage mid-century modern, the bright yellow, beautiful ones, perfect set. They leave them outside overnight and they get rained on. So yeah, now the furniture's getting ruined out there. So this is where the shark jumped on this one. We hear this going on. They're dealing with it. They finally send somebody over there. They get them to stop. They continue to do it. And it's like, okay, what's the plan? Hey, it's Eric G from Around the House. If you're a painting contractor, you already know two ways you're losing money. Somebody wants a price to paint the living room, can't find one on your site, and calls the next guy. Or you drive across town to bid the job for somebody who was never going to hire you anyways. Price Clicker puts real pricing right on your website. Interior, exterior, cabinets, whatever you do. And no AI. No computer guessing at your margins. Your numbers, your rules. Same answer every time. Check them out at priceclicker.com. Hey guys, it's Eric G with Around the House. If you're looking to upgrade your home with beautiful stone, check out Evolve Stone. This premium composite stone veneer is proudly made in the USA. It's lightweight, cuts like wood with ordinary tools, and installs fast with a finish nailer, giving you that high-end masonry look on siding, fireplaces, feature walls, outdoor kitchens, and more. It stands up beautifully to UV, freeze thaw, and tough weather anywhere. We just celebrated their fantastic Made in America heritage in our latest episode, so make sure and go back and listen. You'll love it. Right now, use promo code ATH26 for a free sample sent right to you. Visit evolvestone.com today and tell them Eric G sent you. Hey guys, it's Eric G from Around the House. Ever notice you can't get anybody under 40 to call you? They'll text, they'll fill out a form at 11 at night. They will not dial a phone. And if your price isn't on your website, they're gone. Off to somebody whose site just tells them. Price Clicker puts your pricing right there. They've got a number, you get a lead that's already qualified. And no AI. Your numbers, your rules, same answer every time. Check them out at priceclicker.com. They go, whoop, we're going to evict them. We've already started the thing. They're banned from doing this. Awesome. They're going to get them out of there. Cool. Unfortunate. That's the last thing we want to do. But even after people go over and talk to them and they don't stop doing it, they can go out and walk 4 houses down and get to the beach, walk along the beach, private beach. If they wanted to do their own thing, they can go do it there. It's not far. It's not raining. It's great weather. Just go, don't do it in the house or next to the house. So we hear them come over there. All right, oh, okay, cool. Management company's there. Basically, they throw us under the bus and say, the owners want you out. Or it's unfortunate. We don't see anything going on here. But even though we'd already sent them all the video, all the stuff, all the captures, all the screen grabs, all the pictures of it raining on the furniture outside at 3 o'clock in the morning, all that stuff gets sent over. And guess what? They throw us under the bus and move these people across the street into another short-term rental and then throw us under the bus. And it's like, we're done. We're done. I'm not going to have people going in there. And it's not like we were wrong here. As these people walked out front, you could see a couple or whoever they were arguing about one person alleging the other person's kids are drug addicts. So clearly we were not wrong here. And so you get to a point where they don't support you. They're not protecting your property. And it's like, guys, we're done. Not doing this. So we ended up taking it off the market. And you know something? It was one of those things that by the time you pay all the city taxes, the state taxes, because you had to start an LLC for this, by the time you do all that stuff, you have to take inventory of everything in the house every year and turn it in. By the time you get through this, and for the lack of rentals that they got us in the first year, and again, you're starting out, it's a business, it just wasn't worth the effort. And I don't like it when a management company tells you one thing and you can turn around and see exactly what's going on in the video that completely contradicts it. So guys out there, I tell you what, that is the one thing for a takeaway. Things to think about with a vacation home. Now, this is that house that we rescued. This thing was due for demolition. We came in and saved it. We probably had to reframe 60, 65% of this thing. And we saw a lot of videos that we created over there. Turned out really nice. We didn't want to see this beautiful home get ruined. And more importantly, who wants to be that neighbor in the neighborhood that, oh my gosh, could you believe those kids over there doing drugs in the back patio 3 feet from another person's bedroom at 3:00 in the morning when they snuck out there? So you kind of get to a point where you go, one, I don't want to be bringing this riffraff into the neighborhood. These are nice people in the neighborhood. They live there. And if you're bringing that in, we didn't want to be those people. And we figured out that eviction for them meant moving it someplace else. And I felt bad for the neighbors across the street. They had no idea that they were getting these allegedly drug addicted by the just taking what the person said. People in their place knowing that they had already violated the rules. So that also told me that these people were trying to manage the situation, but just doing it really poorly with a bunch of shortcuts. So I tell you what, the bottom line, if you own a rental, whether it's a beach house or a condo, know exactly what you're paying for. Management is a word that means nothing without enforcement behind it. Ours didn't have it, and now we don't have them. So we are shutting that thing down from the short-term rental, and then we can do whatever we want, including go use a fire pit outside since they banned it for short-term rental properties. So gonna enjoy doing that at the beach. It's gonna be kind of fun because now we can do it without them fighting that one with us. All right, guys, there's the backstory on that. I'll let you know if we hear anything else on that, but I think that's pretty much a dead issue there. So lessons I and my family have learned about short-term rentals. Coming up here, I wanted to talk about some recalls. There's some big ones out there. KTM North America recalls off-road motorcycles due to risk of serious injury or death from crash hazard. The rear brake caliper can crack or break or completely leave the chat, reducing the brake system's effectiveness. No kidding. If you just got the front brake, that's never a good thing. There's about 21,040 of these motorcycles. About 4,140 were sold in Canada. So contact an authorized Gas or Husqvarna motorcycle dealer to schedule a free repair at the dealership. Goal Zero recalls Yeti 3000X power stations due to serious injury or death from fire and burn hazards. So the recall power station's circuit board can overheat, causing a fire hazard. About 46,200 of these. These are these big bricks that have these big wheels on it, almost like a plastic, kind of like just a cart, basically. Yeah, almost like a hand truck. So Goal Zero recalls those 3000X. Work Plus pressure washers recalled due to risk of serious injury or death from shock and electrocution hazards. Again, this is another one. We talked about it last week, about one of these. This looks like a Greenworks knockoff. There's about 2,200 of them sold in the U.S., and they didn't put a GFCI power cord on it. Doesn't meet U.S. standards, so it got jammed in. Here's another one. Modine Manufacturing Company recalls Airedale heating and cooling ventilation fans due to fire risk. The ventilation fan motor and the heat pumps can short circuit if water gets in the circuit board, posing a fire risk. There's about 6,000 of those, only about 735 in Canada. All of these things like that, you can go over to cpsc.gov/recalls and find out. There's everything from mattresses to hockey gear. There's a lot of different stuff. We talked about fans last week. Those are the things that we're running into out there. So be really careful. Hey, I wanted to give you a quick update too. I had my hand surgery this last week. I'm feeling better now. Got that last one. Surgery number 3 is done. So I'm going to be back to good health and going to be enjoying that. So we've got a great show coming up this weekend. If you're thinking about doing a remodeling project like a kitchen, this episode this weekend is going to be for you. You're going to want to check that out. There's a lot of great information jam-packed into that show for 2026. Things to be careful with out there. All right, everybody, have a great rest of the week. Happy Wednesday. If you need to find more about us, head over to our website, aroundthehouseonline.com, and we'll see you Saturday. Thanks for tuning in to Around the House.
Thanks for tuning in to the Around the House show. Make sure you subscribe on your favorite way to catch podcasts. Also, be sure to subscribe to our new YouTube channel, and you can find it at Around the House HQ, and ring that bell for updates. Thanks for tuning in to Around the House.
Take this good time and turn it up louder. No one ever talks about the nights they went to bed, counting them sheep, catching Z's, getting beauty rest, acting your age, don't make for good story. Knock one back, no buzz, no glory. No one ever talks about the shots they didn't take, drinks.
Producer Jim here with a challenge. You've got a phone in your hand right now. I know you do. So open your podcast app, find Around the House with Eric G, and smash that 5-star review. Takes less time than picking out paint, and it helps homeowners everywhere find the show. If it's funny, we might even talk about it in the show. Rate it, review it, share it. Done? Great. Back to Eric.